Hello and thank you for watching. This is STSC back again, celebrating Halloween with LEGO Transformers Pisces. If you're a fan of IX Rollout IX's LEGO creations, you might recognize this character. This is Pisces, one of the Zodiacons who can combine to form Zodiac. I believe it was his second combiner, and it was the one he did before Sky Terra King. And let's just say, growing up, I watched it a lot. So I wanted to try building my own versions with all the new pieces at my disposal. And I've decided this team of 3 evil beast formers is appropriate material for a Halloween special. So for the rest of the week, I'll be covering all 3 Zodiacons, leading up to Zodiac on Halloween. In the description below, I will be linking to the original video, but without further ado, let's get into the model itself. Obviously, like his namesake, Pisces is 2 fish. This was something I always really liked about the original model, having a duocon that forms 2 identical alt modes. I think it's a really interesting concept. Not to mention that when they transform, they actually combine symmetrically, which of course you'll see in a second. But before we get to that, we'll take a closer look at one of the fish. I'll pick this one since they're both identical. And you can see it's pretty basic, really. It's got the dark gray body with the black fins and head like the original, I believe. If you look up front, this could maybe be interpreted as a underbite. And maybe you could kind of see these as eyes. Then, of course, he's got the dorsal fin. A bit of robot mode detail, unfortunately, peeking out here. But, yeah, he's really quite simple. He can articulate in the center here at the tail, on a ball joint, and at the head. So he can get put into some kind of swimming poses, which look decent, but he's pretty much a stick. There's just not that much to say about a fish. It's a fish. For a size comparison, here we have Pisces with a minifigure. And with the twin-bladed Autobot, Sideswipe. And that's about all I have to say about it. So, let's get into transformation. And here we have Pisces in his very bizarre robot mode, which is another of the reasons I always liked the original model. Of course, I'm sure the lack of a traditional head just came down to the fact it would have been difficult to have it fit in the split down the middle configuration, but I think it works in his favor, really. The big arms combined with the body face just gives him this silly look, and honestly, I really like it. Of course, you'll notice he does have big fingers on his hands, which I think helps give him the character he has. And he just looks like this bizarre creature, this weird person. And I don't know, I just dig it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who this doesn't work for. It's a bit out there, but I wanted to be faithful to the original model, and it's a model I always enjoyed, so I like it. But if you prefer more traditional robot modes, don't worry, they only get more normal from here. All that aside, in this mode, Pisces is actually rather articulate. If you come to his shoulders, you can see he actually has a upward and downward joint here, and a ball joint. And then at the elbow, or the hand, depending on how you look at it, he's got a full 180 curl. Then at the legs, he has mixel joints, which can go outward, or depending on how they're oriented, they can go forward as well. And he has mixel joint ankles. So really, he's actually surprisingly articulated. For a size comparison, here we have Pisces with a minifigure. and with Sideswipe. Unfortunately, due to his awkward proportions, you're not really going to get much out of the articulation he has. Despite that, I really like this guy. Maybe he's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but something about him is just really endearing to me. Ultimately, though, he is the least substantial of the Zodiacons. But that's all I have to say about Pisces, so stay tuned for the next member of Zodiac tomorrow, and I'll see you next time.